Good morning. In the last period, we have seen regarding the plasma. So today we are going to see regarding formed elements. What are formed elements? Formed elements means what? Define formed elements. Formed elements are nothing but the blood cells which have produced into our body, collectively called as the formed elements. All the types of blood cells which will be released into our body all together, collectively, it is called as the formed elements. So what are the cells are present? What are the blood cells are present into our body they are of three types. 1, 2 and 3. First one are the RBCs or red blood corpuscles. Then those are also called as erythrocytes. Erythrocytes. Erythros means red, cytes in the cells. And second type is WBCs, white blood corpuscles. These are also called as leukocytes. Leukocytes. Leukos means colorless, cytes in the sense cells. Third one which are there, those are platelets. Platelets also, the other name has those is thrombocytes. So there are three types of formed elements: RBCs, WBCs and platelets. RBCs is also called as erythrocytes and WBCs is also called as the leukocytes, and the platelets are also called as thrombocytes. So these three types of formed elements are present in our blood. Let us see the detail of one by one. First of all, we'll take it as a RBCs, red blood corpuscles, or it is also called as erythrocytes. RBCs. So RBCs which are there, when you compare to the other animals, in the human, they are abundantly present. They are present abundantly. Compared to the other cells, the RBCs are more in number in the human beings. And the shape of the RBC is, circular. Those will be look like as a circular and biconcave as well as enucleated. RBCs are, shape of the RBC is circular, biconcave in the sense what? These circular cells only little bit it is compressed inside in the center. How those will be look? Those will be look little bit compressed one, dumbbell shaped. Those will be look like as a dumbbell. And they are enucleated. Enucleated means here no nucleus is present. They are non-nucleated. Nucleus is absent. They are circular, biconcave. Bi means what? Two sides. This side as well as this side. Both the sides it is concave. Two sides are concave and they are non-nucleated. But when you see in the other organisms, they are nucleated. Only in the mammals, they are non-nucleated. Some exceptions are there here. Exceptions. Which exceptions are there here? Camel and llama. These two animals, RBCs are nucleated. When you collect the RBC from the camels and llama, if we observe there, we will be find the nucleus in their RBCs. So these two are the exceptions, camel and llama. But remaining all the mammals, RBCs are non-nucleated. nucleus is present. This is the shape of RBCs, and color of the RBCs. Of course, those are red in color due to the presence of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is present, and where the hemoglobin is present in the RBCs? It is present in the cytoplasm of RBC. This is the RBC. Into that RBC, hemoglobin molecules are present, and hemoglobin is a pigment, and this is a red colored pigment. Because of the hemoglobin only, the blood color is red in color. So RBCs are, due to the presence of hemoglobin, RBCs are red in color, and due to the presence of RBC, blood is red in color. So this is the color of RBC, red. Next, size of the RBC. Size of the RBCs is the diameter of the RBC when we calculate. It is 7 micrometer. 7 micrometer. What it is? This is the diameter. Diameter of RBC is 7 micrometer. The thickness of RBC. Thickness of RBC is 2.5 micrometer. But it is varies in different places. So here, if we calculate from this place, compressed place, so there only 1 micrometer thickness is present. And as we come to this point, then we will be find here 2.5 micrometer is the thickness of RBC. This is thickness. Thickness of RBC is 2.5 micrometer, and the diameter of the RBC is 7 micrometer. Then we'll write the size here. 7 micrometer, it is the diameter. Meter, and 2.5 micrometer is the thickness of RBCs. Next, we find the total count of RBCs. Total count of RBCs. How many RBCs will be present? Those are different in the male and female. First of all, we'll calculate the male. In the male, the RBCs are 5.1 to 5.8 million per cubic mm of blood in the male. And when you see in the female, it is 4.3 to 5.2 million per cubic mm of blood. In the male, more are there, 5.1 to 5.8 million per cubic mm of blood. In the female, 4.3 to 5.2 million per cubic mm of blood. What is per cubic mm of blood? When we take the blood smear, we will take the area only 1 cube. 1 cube means how much it is here? 1 mm. This is the 1 mm. This is also 1 mm, 1 millimeter. This is 1 millimeter, and this one also 1 millimeter. That much area. When you collect the blood here, and if we count the RBCs in that per cubic mm area, this only per cubic mm area, how many RBCs do we find in the male is 5.1 to 5.8 million. Not 100, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many? Millions. 1.5 to 5.8, 5.1 to 5.8 million RBCs will be found here. In the female, 4.3 to 5.2 million per cubic mm of RBCs will be found. So, in the female, RBCs are less in number as compared to the male because of the some reasons, that is the menstrual cycle will be occurs in the female, so the number of RBCs are less in the female. Next, we find the lifespan of RBC. Lifespan of RBCs. How many days those will be survive after the formation? Those will be survive only 120 days. 120 days. After 120 days, those will be get destroyed. They will be get destroyed. Erythropoiesis. Erythropoiesis means what? The process of formation of erythrocytes. Erythros means red blood cells. Poiesis in the sense formation. The process of formation of RBCs is called erythropoiesis. Poiesis means formation. Erythros means red blood cells. Erythropoiesis. The process of formation of RBCs is called erythropoiesis. So where does the RBCs are formed? RBCs are formed in the red bone marrow. Here, hemocytoblast or reticulocytes. These are the cells. Those are produced during the formation of RBCs. So here, RBCs are formed in the bone marrow. As I told you, this is a bone. Here, inside it has the marrow. That is bone marrow. And here, some fatty tissues will be present. Fatty tissues will be present. Those are called as the bone marrow. And RBCs are produced from this place. RBCs are produced from this place. So, those are formed from the multipolar stem cells to proerythroblasts are formed. Proerythroblasts. Proerythroblast to erythroblast. Erythroblast to reticulocytes. Reticulocytes to erythrocytes. This is the production of RBC. Erythrocyte means what? RBCs. RBCs are formed. From whom those are formed? Those are formed in the bone marrow. Which bone marrow? Red bone marrow. Red bone marrow, in that stem cells are there. Those stem cells will be get divided. And what are formed here? Proerythroblast are formed. Proerythroblast 2. So here what are formed? Erythroblast. Erythroblast to reticulocytes. Reticulocytes to erythrocytes. But these are the stages. These three stages will be occurs in the bone marrow. These three stages occurs in bone marrow. And these two stages occurs in the blood. In the blood, reticulocytes are there. Reticulocytes to erythrocytes are formed. RBCs are formed from reticulocytes. Reticulocytes are formed from erythroblast. Erythroblasts are formed from proerythroblast. Proerythroblasts are formed from the stem cells. Stem cells, where those are present? Those are present in the red bone marrow. Now, proerythrocytes, erythroblast, here HB is synthesized. And here the nucleus will be oozes out. Nucleus in the mature RBC, nucleus is absent. So in the erythroblast site, those nucleus will be releases out. in the reticulocytes, what will be happens? The remaining cell organelles like the mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, centriole, endoplasmic reticulum, these are all the cell organelles. Cell organelles will be released out. So, present erythrocytes do not have the cell organelles and do not have the nucleus. So, in this way, mature RBCs are formed. Those are released into the blood. Hemocytoblast or reticulocytes. These are the cells which are present in the formation of the RBCs. Next, erythropoietic organ, where the RBCs are formed. What are the erythropoietic organs? Which one is the erythropoietic organ? Just now we have seen that is the bone marrow. In the fetus, blood is formed. Fetus in the sense, still it is present in the womb of the mother. It is called fetus. In the fetus, blood is formed from the liver and spleen. These two are the erythropoietic organ in the fetus. In the adult person, blood is formed, RBCs are formed in the red bone marrow. Red bone marrow, which bones are involved here? The bones like sternum, breastbone, sternum in the sense flat bone, breastbone, and ribs, and ilium. These three bones, bone marrow, RBCs are formed. In the children will be have the more bones than the adult. Adult has 206, but children has the 304. In that, all bones produces the RBCs in small children. Now, look at here, in the fetal stage, fetus, RBCs are formed in the liver and spleen. In the adult stage, RBCs are formed in the red bone marrow. Which bones? Red bone marrow, sternum, ribs, and ilium. Next, when we consider the children, in the children, all bones produces the red blood cells. This is regarding the erythropoietic organs. Now, other requirements of production of RBCs are, what are the other requirements will be necessary? First one is the vitamins. Which vitamins are required for this is vitamin B12 and vitamin B9. These two vitamins are required for the production of RBCs. B12 and B9. B12 means cyanocobalamin, B9 in the sense folic acid. These two are required for the production of RBCs. Apart from that, heme protein. Which one? Heme protein is required. Vitamins B12 and B9 and heme protein are required for the production of RBCs. Then we have seen the production of RBCs and the things required for the RBCs. Now we'll see the RBCs where those will be get destroyed. Those will be get destroyed in the lymphoid organ, spleen. RBCs will be get destroyed in the spleen and liver. In the fetal region, the RBCs are formed in the spleen and liver. But in the adult stage, the RBCs will be get destroyed into the same organ, liver and spleen. So spleen is called as the graveyard of RBCs. Graveyard of RBCs. Graveyard in the sense smashan ghat. So there the RBCs will be get died. Where RBCs are destroyed in the liver and spleen. So spleen is called as the graveyard of RBC. Now polycythemia. Polycythemia means what? Increase in the number of RBCs. The RBCs will be gone increasing. So it is called as polycythemia. When the RBCs will be get increased, the RBCs will be get increased strenuous exercise. If the person is doing exercise, then his RBCs will be get increased. Or the person who are living in the high altitude areas, so their oxygen level will be less, and to get more oxygen, the number of RBCs will be more. So in this way, that two regions, the polycythemia will be there, means increase in the number of RBCs. Poly means many. Polycythemia, cells will be increased. Which cells are erythrocytes, RBCs. Polycythemia, increase in the number of RBCs is called as polycythemia. Erythrocytopenia. Here erythro means red blood cells. Penia is decrease in the number of RBCs. Erythrocytopenia means what? Decrease in the number of RBCs. And polycythemia means increase in the number of RBCs. The erythropoietin is a hormone that is released from the kidney cells. It is released from kidney cells. What it does, this hormone, erythropoietin is a hormone which is released from the kidney cells. It stimulates the bone marrow. To whom it stimulates? It stimulates the bone marrow to produce RBCs. So erythropoietin, if it is not there, then the no production of the RBCs. Erythropoietin hormone stimulates produces the kidney cells. If kidney cells produces the erythropoietin hormone, and that hormone will be stimulate the bone marrow to produce RBC. Produce RBCs. Kidney cells produces what? Hormones. Which hormone those produce? Erythropoietin. Erythropoietin is a hormone. Next, mature RBCs. The mature RBCs do not have nucleus, no nucleus. No cell, membrane bound cell organelles. Membrane bound cell organelles are absent. No membrane bound cell organelles. Which membrane bound cell organelles? Like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, ER, and Golgi complex, centrioles. These all are absent in the RBCs. So the mitochondria is absent in RBC. So here anaerobic respiration will be takes place. In the RBC, no mitochondria is present. No mitochondria. So the respiration which will be occurs, that is anaerobic respiration will be occurs. If suppose in case if the mitochondria were present in the RBC, those would have been produced more energy, and that energy will be utilized by this RBCs, and they never would have been carried the gases O2 and CO2. That is what? No mitochondria and anaerobic respiration will be takes place. And the framework which will be get by this with the help of the ER, endoplasmic reticulum, those are also absent here. And nucleus is absent. That is why it gets the shape of this dumbbell shaped, biconcave in shape. No cell organelles are present. Centriole is also absent. So no division of cell will be takes place. Then cytoplasm of RBC. In the cytoplasm of RBC, what we find? Look here, this is the RBC. Here it is cytoplasm. In that cytoplasm, what it is there? Here, hemoglobin molecules are there. In the cytoplasm of the RBC, we will find the HB, hemoglobin molecules. So what they do? Those will be, hemoglobin first function is it gives color. It gives color to the blood. And second one, it helps in the transport of gases. It helps in transport of gases. Which gases it transport? It transports both the gases, O2 as well as CO2, oxygen as well as carbon dioxide. So hemoglobin has two functions. It is a proteinaceous pigment and it gives color to the blood, and also it helps in the transport of the gases O2 and CO2. Next one, it also has the enzymes. Which enzyme is present here? The enzyme carbonic anhydrase. Carbonic anhydrase is an enzyme which is present in the cytoplasm of the RBC. What it does? Carbonic anhydrase, it combines CO2 with H2O and it forms the carbonic acid. It forms carbonic acid. So what it does happens, this carbonic acid often it dissociates, and in this way the CO2 which is there, that will be released or transported. Hemoglobin and enzyme. Hemoglobin helps in the giving color to the blood and transport the gases, and the enzyme, which enzyme is present? Carbonic anhydrase. Carbonic anhydrase helps in the transportation of CO2. In this way, this one cytoplasm RBC has these two main components. Hematocrit. Hematocrit means what? The percentage of volume of RBC of the blood volume. Percentage of volume of RBCs into the volume of the blood. That is 45% of the RBCs in the total blood. So this regarding the blood. Now we will see the functions of the blood. Functions of the RBC. Sorry. First function of the RBC is, RBCs are, due to the presence of this hemoglobin, those will be helps in the transportation of the gases. First function is transportation. Transportation of gases. Which gases? Both O2, CO2. Next function of the RBC is, RBC helps in the maintenance of the viscosity of the blood. Viscosity of blood. Blood is sticky in nature due to the presence of this RBCs. Third function of RBC is to it helps to maintaining the pH of blood. pH of blood is 7.4. So these RBCs will be maintain the same ratio. Now fourth function of RBC is, RBC also take part in the clotting of blood. Clotting of blood. So these are the main four functions of the RBC. First function is transportation of the gases O2 and CO2. Second one is it helps to maintain the viscosity of the blood, and third one, it also helps in maintaining the pH of the blood, and lastly it also take part in the clotting of the blood. In this way we have completed the RBCs and the functions of RBCs. Now I will take the hemoglobin. Each RBC cytoplasm has the hemoglobin approximately 270 millions of hemoglobin molecules are present in the RBCs. 270 millions approximately molecules of hemoglobin are present in the RBCs. The hemoglobin count, normal HB in male is 14 to 17 grams per 100 ml of blood. 14 to 17 grams per 100 ml of blood. In the female, the HB count is 13 to 15 grams per 100 ml of blood. So HB count is also different in the male and female. In the female it is 13 to 15 grams per 100 ml of blood, and in the male it is 14 to 17 grams per 100 ml of blood. This is the normal hemoglobin has to be present in the blood. Then each molecule of hemoglobin contains here the main two parts, heme and globin. Half we will make it as heme one side and globin one side. The heme content is 5% and the globin content which is there, that is the 95%. And heme is a non-protein part and the globin is the protein part. It is globin is a protein, but heme is not a protein. It is a non-protein part. Then the first of all will be see the globin. Globin is a 95% protein part. It has the 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains. Each globin has 2 alpha and 2 beta chains. A pair of alpha chains, a pair of beta chains. And what are alpha and beta chains? Those are the polypeptide chains. These are polypeptide chains. Here 2 alpha and 2 beta chains are present. Each alpha chain has 141 amino acids. Amino acids, it is polypeptide. Poly means many amino acids are there. How many are there in one alpha chain? Those are 141 amino acids in one chain. In two chain, if you multiplied with these two, so 282 amino acids are present in the 2 alpha chains. And when you consider the beta chains, 146 amino acids are present in one beta, and if we see the 2 beta chains, so 292 amino acids are present. Total together 2 alpha and 2 beta, if we calculate, 574 amino acids are present in the one globin. So that is why the globin content is high, 95%. Proteins are there, and non-protein part which is heme. This heme we can write HEME or also we can write HAEM, heme. So here heme has often two parts. One is iron and second one is the porphyrin. Iron is present in the ferrous form. So here this porphyrin rings which are there, those are attached. Those are tetrapyrrole. Tetra means 4 rings are there. Those attached to the Fe. So here one Fe is there. This side the 4 pyrrole rings are present. In this way it forms the heme, only heme, not globin. So globin how will be there? So these are 2 chains. Here 2 chains alpha and below 2 chains beta. into that, these are attached together. Into that, what it is there? This part. This is the heme part. Heme has what it is there? 4 pyrrole ring. Tetrapyrrole. Tetra means 4. 4 pyrrole rings are present. Inside what it is there? Iron is there. Iron inside and 4 pyrrole rings. This part only will be present in the center. Here one Fe is present. Here one Fe is present. Here one Fe is present. So one Fe can carry the one oxygen molecule. So this Fe can carry one oxygen, and this can carry one oxygen, this can carry one oxygen, and this can carry one oxygen. So in this way, one hemoglobin molecule can carry the 4 molecules of oxygen. And how many molecules of hemoglobin are there in the each RBC? 270 millions of RBC hemoglobin molecules are present in the each RBC. So this is the structure of hemoglobin. And then we will see when the hemoglobin will be get broken down into the liver. When the RBCs are destroyed, RBCs will be get destroyed in liver and spleen. And when those will be get destroyed in the liver and spleen, so here what is formed? The globin which is there. Globin molecule. That process is called as the hemolysis. Hemolysis. Hemolysis means breakdown of hemoglobin. So during the time of globin part broken down, and it goes to the liver for recycle of amino acid. Globin again it goes to the liver and it forms the amino acid. Those amino acids often will be utilized for the formation of the protein. And next one which is there, that is the iron part. It is present in the form of a ferrous. This often will be used. This iron is also used again in the liver. It get recycled. It get recycled. And those porphyrin rings which are there, these porphyrin rings this porphyrin which is there will be get converted into the green pigment. It is get converted into green pigment bilirubin. And it get converted green pigment biliverdin. And red orange pigment bilirubin. Biliverdin and bilirubin, these two are the pigments. Those will be come and join with the boiled salt. Those will be combined with the boil, and these pigments already will be released along with the stool or feces. In this way, after the hemolysis of the hemoglobin, the globin part will be goes to the liver and often it is recycled. These amino acids will be reutilized. And iron is also will be utilized there. It is stored in the ferritin form. Ferritin form, it is often recycled. Then porphyrin which is there. These porphyrin rings which are there, those will be get converted into the green pigment biliverdin, and then it is get converted into the red orange pigment, that is bilirubin, and these two are joined with this bile, and through this bile, those are from the bile it is released in the form of a stool, or those are released from the feces outside. So this way the hemolysis will be get occurs. And lack of the hemoglobin or lack of RBC, so this the person will be get the anemia disease. Decrease in the number of this hemoglobin or decrease in the number of RBCs, the person will be getting anemia disease. In this way, we have completed today the RBCs and functions of the RBCs as well as the structure of hemoglobin and hemolysis. So we'll stop here.